Hello, Coyote artists. So this week we're going to create a game. Now I do have an example for you of a game. Um, it might be familiar because it's kind of like tic-tac-toe, but this one's a little bit more of a challenge. And then you guys are going to create your own game using whatever materials you have. So think about if it's going to be kind of a board game or is it going to be something different? Are you going to have game pieces? Are you going to need dice? Would you create your dice? All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the game I want to show you is Roman tic-tac-toe or rota. So no one knows the Roman name for it, but scholars call it rota, which is Latin for wheel, because it looks like a wheel. Rhoda boards were painted, scratched, or scribbled everywhere that Romans went. So these were probably Roman soldiers that were out, conquering Roman things. And when they had time, they were probably very bored. So it kept them very busy to play this game. Roman tic-tac-toe. The rules of the game for Rhoda. So each turn, players can put one piece, so one game piece, and the Romans would use like rocks or stones or special pebble stones or, buttons and things like that that they had. And you can put one piece on the board in any open spot. So that's how you start. But then after all three pieces are on the board, a player must move one piece each turn. A piece may move along any line or curving edge, because notice this is a circle, to the next empty spot. A piece may not jump other pieces nor move more than any one spot. So the first person to get 3 in a row wins. So that's kind of how it's like tic-tac-toe. So you can see in this picture, the white stones are all in a row going across the wheel. Or if the black pieces would have had that one spot there in the middle, they would have had 3 pieces in a row on the curve. So that is how you play Rhoda. And then you can see that they actually made a little drawstring pouch, and that's where they put the board game, and then they would keep the pieces inside the pouch. So this is how you make a pouch. You could use a piece of felt or a piece of fabric, or if you don't have fabric, you can make a pouch out of maybe a plastic bag or even a paper bag. So you would cut out a circle and then you would do hole punches or holes all around the circle, around the edges. If your punch is not sharp, you may have to trim those edges. And then you would insert string or cord or a shoestring or ribbon, something that you can tie with. And then, of course, you're going to go in and out of the holes all the way around the edges until you get back to the first hole that you started in. Okay, so right here. And then once you get back to the first hole, you can cinch it up. And if your cord or string is really long, you can even really secure it with another bow. So that's how you make a drawstring pouch. So you could put your Rota wheel, or if you want to try another game board, you could probably do it on here and then keep the pieces inside by making a pouch. But again, you don't have to do this. You could do any type of game. So if you want to try to create your own type of game, I do have like a blank template in the Google Classroom assignment where maybe you want to print this off, or maybe this is just like to give you an idea of what kind of board game you want to do. And then what you want to do is like maybe look at what to do in case you want to use a spinner. Like, what could you make a spinner out of? Like, sometimes people will make a spinner out of a thumbtack and a paper clip because you can spin it around and you just use a piece of paper to stick the thumbtack in. And then you put numbers around. So that, I mean, that's one idea. You can also like use dice or tokens, or maybe like you pull a number out of a little cup and that's how many spaces you move. So you got to figure out a way how are the players going to move along your board, or if they're just going to take turns back and forth, and like you're playing rota or tic-tac-toe, then who gets to go first, something like that. So you might have to do some rules. And then if you have a board game and you want a theme, maybe it could be like an Egyptian theme, and you're like going through a pyramid over the Nile and you have to like hop over a crocodile to get to the treasure that's in the top of the bottom of the pyramid, or top of the dome, or wherever. Or you're trying to find the mummies or the pharaoh's treasure. Or maybe you wanted to go like a total whole direction and do kind of like a Candyland type thing, but maybe it's like all your favorite foods. So maybe that would be really fun and cool to do. And maybe you can start with breakfast and go through lunch and then do dinner and dessert. And you have to make it through all the meals of the day. So I mean, you could be very creative with this, which is what it's so fun. And I just can't wait to see what you create as a game. I hope you really enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what you create. Have fun and be creative, Coyotes, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.